Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know what, folks? The minute I finished reading these latest General Hospital spoilers, I leaned back in my chair and thought to myself, now this is the Anna Devane I've been waiting to see. I never believed for one moment that a woman with Anna's background would simply accept being locked away because someone in a white coat told her she wasn't thinking clearly. That just isn't who she is. I've watched this woman stare down some of the most dangerous villains imaginable, survive betrayals that would have broken most people, and somehow always keep one step ahead. So if anyone thinks Anna has suddenly decided to wave the white flag, well, I think they're in for one mighty surprise. What fascinates me isn't just the possibility that Anna could escape, it's how she's choosing to play the game. That's the part that really grabbed my attention. Sometimes people think strength means fighting every battle head on, raising your voice, demanding justice, refusing to back down. But I've lived long enough to know life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the smartest move is letting the other person believe they've won. Sometimes you smile, nod your head, and quietly wait for the perfect opportunity to turn everything upside down. Lord have mercy, Anna has always been a master of that kind of strategy. The way she handled Dr. Laurent tells me everything I need to know. Instead of continuing to argue about the visions, the memories, and everything she believed to be true, she suddenly changed her approach. She admitted that the trauma caused by Caesar Faison had affected her judgment. She explained that years of emotional scars had led her to convince herself of things that might not have been real. On the surface, it sounds like a patient finally accepting treatment. But sitting here as someone who's watched Anna for years, I couldn't help thinking this was one of the finest performances she's ever given. I've got to hand it to her because she understood exactly what the doctor wanted to hear. She didn't overplay it. She didn't suddenly become a completely different person overnight. She simply gave him enough reassurance to lower his guard. That's something experienced spies understand better than anybody else. You don't escape by forcing open the front door. You escape by convincing everyone there's no reason to lock it anymore. And wouldn't you know it, the very first thing she earns after gaining that trust is permission to contact someone back home. Now, that wasn't luck. I honestly don't believe Anna leaves anything to chance. She wanted communication, and once she got it, she reached out to Felicia. That choice speaks volumes to me. Felicia isn't just an old friend she wanted to catch up with. Their friendship has been tested in ways most people can't even imagine. They've shared dangerous assignments, impossible choices, heartbreaking losses, and moments where one wrong decision could have ended everything. That's a bond built on absolute trust. Folks, friendships like that don't need long explanations. Sometimes all it takes is one look, one unusual phrase, or one tiny signal, and the other person immediately understands exactly what's happening. Then the story becomes even more interesting because Emma comes along with Felicia. At first glance, some viewers might think Emma is simply there because she's family, but I can't help wondering if her presence serves another purpose. Three people naturally attract less suspicion than one person acting strangely. A grandmother visiting with her granddaughter feels perfectly normal. Nobody would automatically assume they're walking into the middle of an escape plan. That's exactly why this setup makes me raise an eyebrow. What really has my imagination working overtime is the possibility that Anna already expects every conversation inside that clinic to be monitored. If that's true, then asking directly for help would be the worst thing she could possibly do. Anna knows better than that. She spent decades dealing with surveillance, hidden microphones, double agents, and enemies listening to every word. Why would she suddenly become careless now? Instead, I think she'll rely on something much more powerful than plain language. Shared history. That's where Felicia becomes absolutely essential. These two women have developed their own way of communicating over years of dangerous operations. I wouldn't be shocked if a simple sentence that sounds completely innocent to everyone else actually carries a hidden meaning. Maybe it's an old nickname. Maybe it's a reference to a past mission. Maybe it's a phrase they've only ever used with each other. To everyone listening, it sounds harmless. But to Felicia, it could mean, don't react, follow my lead. That's the kind of storytelling I absolutely love because it rewards the history these characters have built over decades. And honestly, General Hospital has given us every reason to believe they could pull something like this off. Just think about everything Anna and Felicia have already survived together. These aren't women who panic when things become dangerous. They've walked into situations most people would run away from. One of the most unforgettable moments came during the mission involving Peter August. That wasn't some ordinary confrontation. It became a desperate rescue operation after Maxie was forced to flee from Peter while trying to protect Bailey Lou. The situation spiraled into chaos, and Felicia ultimately struck Peter, leaving Anna behind as events unfolded in a way that changed everyone's lives forever. Experiences like those don't disappear with time. They create instincts that stay with you forever. Soldiers understand it. Police officers understand it. Lifelong partners understand it. After surviving enough danger together, words almost become unnecessary. That's why I keep thinking Anna may not need to explain a single detail. Felicia might recognize the truth the moment she walks into that room. And there's another layer that keeps pulling me back into this story. Anna's mention of Cesar Faison wasn't random. Whether she truly blames her emotional collapse on old trauma or simply used that explanation to fool Doctor, Laurent, the name itself carries enormous emotional weight. Faison haunted Anna's life for years, leaving wounds that never completely healed. Using that painful history to convince the Doctor she's finally accepted reality is either an incredible manipulation or one heartbreaking reminder that the past never fully lets go. Either way, it's brilliant writing because it blurs the line between truth and strategy. The more I think about all of this, the less I believe Felicia and Emma's visit is just another emotional family reunion. I think we're watching the careful setup for something much bigger. Every small step Anna has taken seems deliberate. First, she earns the Doctor's confidence. Then she secures communication with home. Next comes a trusted visitor with decades of shared history. Piece by piece, the board is being arranged. Now, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. And goodness knows General Hospital loves throwing us curveballs when we least expect them. But if someone asked me whether Anna is quietly planning one of the boldest escapes we've seen in quite some time, I'd say I wouldn't bet against her, not for 1 second. Because if there's one lesson Anna Devane has taught me over all these years, it's this. The moment everyone believes she's trapped is usually the exact moment she's already planning her way out. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am that Anna's entire plan depends on one carefully timed distraction. Nothing dramatic at first, just enough confusion to pull the staff's attention away for a minute or two. If Anna has already managed to send Felicia a hidden message using their old code, then I can easily picture Felicia and Emma playing along without raising anyone's suspicions. What also stands out to me is that gray envelope Anna has been protecting. She didn't hide it among those letters for no reason. Whatever is inside must be valuable enough to risk everything. My guess is it contains evidence tied to Cassius Faison, perhaps proof that he exists, or documents exposing how he took over Nathan West's life. If that's true, then Anna isn't just escaping to save herself. She's escaping with evidence that could blow this entire mystery wide open. That's why I don't think she'll leave empty-handed. Anna has always been the kind of person who finishes the mission, not just survives it. If she walks out of that clinic, I believe that envelope is coming with her. What I enjoy most about this possibility is that it feels true to Anna's character. She isn't relying on luck. She's relying on preparation, experience, and the people she trusts most. If this escape really happens, I think it won't just mark Anna's return to freedom. It could also be the beginning of the end for the secrets surrounding Cassius Faison. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of payoff I've been hoping to see